The screen is black. A faint, ragged sob cuts through the silence, sharp and desperate. Like a knife slicing the dark, it's a child's cry, muffled, echoing in some unseen space. A heartbeat thumps low in the audio, quickening. Then a whisper small, trembling. "Please, I want my mom." The sob chokes off. A heavy door slams shut. The sound reverberates, metallic and final. Fade in, a grainy Polaroid photo of a 7-year-old girl with pigtails and a gap-toothed smile, pinned to a corkboard in a small-town police station. The words missing, Lucy Harper, are stamped in red across the bottom. The date, July 14th, 2023. The camera lingers, letting the weight of her absence sink in. In the small town of Ashwood, Ohio, nestled between cornfields and crumbling factories, the summer of 2023 was suffocating. The kind of heat that made the air shimmer and tempers flare. Lucy Harper, 7 years old, was the heart of her cul-de-sac. A freckled spark of a girl who rode her bike with streamers on the handlebars and handed out dandelions like they were gold. Her mother, Ellen Harper, was a single mom who worked double shifts at the diner on Route 62, her hands perpetually smelling of coffee and grease. They lived in a modest ranch house with peeling paint, but Lucy's laughter made it feel like a palace. On July 14th, Lucy vanished. It was a Friday, the kind of day where kids ran through sprinklers and neighbors grilled burgers. Ellen had let Lucy play in the front yard, where the cul-de-sac's kids often gathered. "Stay where I can see you," Ellen had called from the kitchen, stirring macaroni for dinner. Lucy had nodded, her pigtails bouncing, and pedaled her bike in lazy circles. Ellen glanced out the window at 6:12 p.m. Lucy was there, giggling with the neighbor's kid, Timmy. At 6:17, Ellen looked again. The bike was on its side, streamers limp in the grass. Lucy was gone. The Ashwood Police Department was small, underfunded, and unprepared. Sheriff Dan Carver, a man with a beer gut and a weary squint, took Ellen's frantic call at 6:45 p.m. "She's probably at a friend's house," he said, trying to calm her. But Ellen's voice was raw, like she'd swallowed glass. She wouldn't leave her bike. She never leaves her bike. By 7:30, deputies were combing the neighborhood, flashlights cutting through the dusk. Neighbors stood on porches, whispering. The cul-de-sac, once alive with kids' shouts, was silent except for Ellen's sobs. The first 48 hours were chaos. Flyers went up on every telephone pole, Lucy's Polaroid face staring out from gas stations, diners, and the IGA supermarket. Volunteers scoured the woods behind Ashwood High, where kids sometimes snuck off to smoke. The local news ran segments, showing Ellen clutching Lucy's stuffed rabbit, her eyes hollow. "She's my everything," Ellen said, her voice breaking on live TV. "Please, if you know anything." The station cut to a commercial before she finished. By day 3, the FBI arrived. Agent Sarah Keller, a woman with sharp eyes and a no-nonsense ponytail, took over. She set up a command center in the community center, where folding tables groaned under laptops and coffee cups. The tip line rang non-stop. Most calls were useless, vague sightings, conspiracy theories, or well-meaning neighbors reporting stray cats. But one tip, from a gas station clerk 20 miles away in Millersburg. Stuck, he'd seen a man in a black pickup truck with a little girl in the passenger seat. Looking scared stiff, the truck had no plates, the girl had pigtails. The trail led nowhere. The gas station's CCTV was grainy, the truck a smudge. Keller's team traced every black pickup registered in Holmes County, but none matched. Ellen stopped sleeping, her face gaunt, her diner apron replaced by a hoodie she hadn't washed in days. She sat by the phone, jumping at every ring, praying for Lucy's voice. At night, she'd walk the cul-de-sac, staring at the spot where Lucy's bike had fallen, as if it could summon her daughter back. Weeks passed. The media moved on to a new tragedy, a school shooting in Indiana. Ashwood tried to return to normal, but the town felt fractured. Kids weren't allowed to play outside alone anymore. Parents whispered about strangers, about locking doors, about how it could have been their kid. Ellen became a ghost, haunting the police station, begging for updates. Carver avoided her eyes. Keller stayed late, poring over maps and dead-end leads, her own daughter's photo tucked in her wallet, a reminder of why she couldn't quit. Then, on August 22nd, a break. A hiker in Wayne National Forest, 60 miles south, found a child's sneaker in a ravine. Pink, size 2, with a glittery unicorn on the side. Ellen confirmed it, Lucy's. The forest was dense, a tangle of pines and underbrush, the kind of place where secrets could hide forever. Search teams descended, dogs sniffing, helicopters buzzing. They found nothing else, no clothes. No tracks, no Lucy. The sneaker sat in an evidence bag. A cruel taunt. Ellen held it and wept, the glitter smudging under her fingers. Keller's gut told her Lucy was still alive. She'd worked enough cases to know the difference between a body dump and a deliberate clue. The sneaker was too clean, too perfectly placed. Someone wanted it found. She doubled down, pulling traffic cam footage from every road near the forest. One clip, from a gas station on State Route 39, showed a black pickup at 2 a.m. On July 15th, the driver's face was obscured, but the truck had a dented tailgate and a sticker on the bumper, a faded American flag. The sticker was the key. Keller's team cross-referenced it with DMV records and social media. They found a match, a 2008 Ford F-150 owned by Michael Ray Vaughn, a 42-year-old loner who lived in a trailer outside Kilbuck, a speck of a town 15 miles from Ashwood. Vaughn had no record, but his Facebook was a red flag, rants about government overreach, photos of hunting rifles, and cryptic posts about taking back what's yours. Neighbors said he kept to himself, worked odd jobs as a mechanic, and drove a black pickup with a flag sticker. Keller got a warrant. On September 1st, SWAT raided Vaughn's trailer at dawn. The air was thick with tension. Deputies crouched behind trees, radios crackling. Inside, the trailer was a mess. Dirty dishes, beer cans, a mattress on the floor. No Lucy. But in the crawl space, they found a locked metal box. Inside, a child's drawing of a house with a red roof, signed Lucy in wobbly crayon. Ellen later confirmed it was from Lucy's sketchbook, one she'd kept on her nightstand. Vaughn was gone. His truck wasn't at the trailer, and his phone was off. Keller issued an APB, her jaw tight with fury. She knew men like Vaughn predators who thrived on invisibility, slipping through cracks in small towns where no one asked questions. The search expanded, checkpoints set up on every highway out of Ohio. Ellen was brought to the station, shown the drawing. She collapsed, clutching it, whispering Lucy's name like a prayer. The breakthrough came on September 10th. A trucker at a rest stop in West Virginia spotted a black pickup with a dented tailgate. The driver, a gaunt man with a baseball cap pulled low, was arguing with a little girl in the cab. The trucker called it in. State troopers cornered Vaughn at a gas station off I-77. He didn't resist, just sat in the driver's seat, hands on the wheel, staring straight ahead. Lucy was in the back, curled up under a blanket, her eyes wide and vacant. She was alive but thin, her pigtails gone, her unicorn sneakers missing one mate. The reunion was televised. Ellen ran to Lucy in the hospital parking lot, cameras flashing, reporters shouting questions. Lucy clung to her mother, silent, her small body trembling. Ellen sobbed, stroking Lucy's hair, whispering, "I'm here, baby, I'm here." But Lucy's eyes were distant, locked on some unseen horror. The doctors said she was malnourished, with bruises on her arms and legs. She hadn't spoken since her rescue. Vaughn's interrogation was a dead end. He claimed he found Lucy wandering and was keeping her safe. No explanation for the drawing, the sneaker, or why he'd fled. His trailer yielded more. A hidden camera in the crawl space, its footage showing Lucy tied to a chair, crying. The video was too grainy to use in court, but it burned itself into Keller's mind. Vaughn was charged with kidnapping, but the case was shaky. No DNA, no witnesses to the abduction itself. His lawyer argued he was a good Samaritan. The trial loomed, a dark cloud over Ashwood. Ellen tried to rebuild. She moved Lucy to a new house, far from the cul-de-sac. She quit the diner, took a job at a library where she could keep Lucy close. But Lucy wasn't the same. She woke screaming at night, refused to eat, drew pictures of a man with no face. Therapists said it was PTSD, that it could take years. Ellen held her daughter tight, but the gap between them grew. The town, too, was scarred. The cul-de-sac stayed empty, Lucy's bike still leaning against a tree, rust creeping over the handlebars. Keller kept working. She knew Vaughn wasn't working alone. His posts hinted at others, a network of shadows. She dug deeper, chasing leads across state lines, her own daughter's photo a talisman in her pocket. For Ellen, every day it was a fight to bring Lucy back, to make her smile again. For Ashwood, Lucy's absence had been a wound. Her return was a reminder that some wounds never heal. The screen fades to black. A single sob echoes, softer now, but no less haunting. Text appears, Lucy Harper was rescued. But for how many others is it too late? The sound of a door creaking open lingers as the credits roll.